Creative Stampers. How are you this beautiful sunny Friday, Fun Fold Friday? Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining me. So in today's video tutorial, I'm going to bring back one of my favorite fun folds, and that is called the Corner Flip Fun Fold. I'm also going to be using the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set and some of the designer paper that goes with that. Okay. For those of you who don't know me, you've just found me, my name's Kristina Reese, and this is Creating with Kristina. I love to help card makers by sharing tips and card design or art design skills in my card making tutorials. So, one thing before we get started though, please don't forget we do have a new host code. So remember, when you order $50 before tax, and use this host code, I will send you a thank you gift at the end of the month because I really do appreciate you all. Okay, also we are having a last chance product sale because the spring January through June mini catalog is retiring, and a lot of the products in that catalog are retiring, and so they've put a lot of them on sale, some of them even up to 50% off. So when you go to my shop, at the top, there's a tab, a menu bar that says sales, and you just click that down menu and you'll see last product sale, and click on that and you'll see all the stuff that it's either on sale or it is last chance. It's retiring. It won't be here anymore. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get started. I am so excited to share this card with you. Let me get all this stuff out of the field of view so you all can see what I'm doing. Oh, good morning, Patty. How are you? Mighty Missouri River. Iowa, yes. So Patty, have you ever been up to where the Mississippi River starts up in St. Paul? It's the two cities, St. Paul and Minneapolis. Okay, yeah. So it starts up there. It's pretty cool. Anyways, my husband's from Mississippi. He knows all about that crazy river. It's really beautiful, though. Hey, Debbie Spicer and Tracy and Colleen. Good morning, everyone. All right, so like I said, we are doing a corner flip fold, and we are going to be using, oh my gosh, this paper is so pretty, and it is retiring. This paper will no longer be available after June 30th, okay? So if you have the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set, and you only have a little bit of this paper left, or you really love this paper, go to the shop and get some before it is sold out, because it is while supplies last or until June 30th, whichever one comes first. So we're gonna be using this paper today. We're gonna be using this beautiful blue watery paper today. And let me tell you what a fun fold, corner flip fun fold is. Okay, so here is the base. Okay, now you can't see it very well because it's just the cardstock. But basically what it is you're going to cut this piece right here, and then you are just going to flip the corner over, and you're going to create this fun corner flip fold. And then we're going to decorate it. Okay, so let me show you how to do this. Now, I did this card in October. Matter of fact, this orange piece is the sample that I was making for that card, but I didn't have a good graphic. And so let me pull this in a little closer for you all to see, okay? If you want to take a screenshot, I will have this on my blog later today, but the yellow is what we're going to do first. And then this is what we'll do second. So basically what we're going to do, and you're going to need a paper cutter trimmer that allows you to start a cut in the middle of the paper. And so a paper cutter that has a sliding blade is what you need. If you only have a guillotine type cutter, and what I mean by that is, this is a guillotine type cutter, okay, where the guillotine comes up and slices down on the, y'all cannot see that, I'm too zoomed in, like that. That's a guillotine. That will not work for this card. You're gonna have to have one of these. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna be putting a picture of this guide on the tutorial later, on the blog later today. Speaking of blog, let's go ahead and put that up there so you all can write down the blog name, just in case you don't know. All of my social media is Creating with Kristina. So my Facebook page, my Instagram, my YouTube, everything is Creating with Kristina. So that makes that easy. All right, and what we're going to do, the instructions tell us, so I'm going to bring this back out. We're going to put this, whoops, let me zoom back out here so you can see. We're going to put this edge right here, the long edge, at the 5.5 mark, okay? So we're going to put that right there at the 5.5 mark, okay? Now, we are next going to take our blade and start at, pull that up, start at 5/8 inch. So this is very hard to see on this darker paper, but I can see it because the light is reflecting off of the ruler right there. And 5/8 is just a wee bit past the 1/2 inch mark, the first 1/2 inch between the 0 and the 1. Okay, so it's right there, that's 5/8, and then I just press that down into my paper, and then I know that the 3-inch mark is right there, so I'm gonna put my finger there so I don't lose it, because like I said, it is kind of difficult to see it on this dark paper. And it doesn't matter if they made it white or black, depending on the paper you have. If you had white paper, you wouldn't see it with white, and they have it in this dark gray, and you can't see it on dark paper, so you just have to kind of get your eye at a certain angle. Now, we've cut this piece right here. That's all we've done so far. What we're going to do now is we are going to rotate it and put this corner at the 3-inch mark, okay? So we're going to rotate it and put it right there at the 3-inch, and we're gonna do it again. We're gonna go to the 5/8, okay? And like I said, I kind of have to get the glare of the window there. So that's the 1/2. 5/8 is just a wee bit. Because 1/2 would be 4/8. So 1/8 of an inch past that. There we go. Whoopsie, my paper's not in the trimmer correctly. All right, let's get that back. There we go. Okay, now let me put this back in the, where it goes. All right, right there. We close the arm down and press it into the paper and pull it down to the 3-inch mark. There we go. Okay. And now we have, can you see that? That's cut there and cut there. And it's create this little corner piece here. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Now all we do, and there's two things you could do. You can either, so you're going to take this corner here and you're going to flip it towards you. Okay, and as you do that, the paper is going to want to find its comfortable place to bend, okay? And once you get it there, then you just press it down, okay? Now, if you feel more comfortable getting your scoring tool out and actually scoring that area, that's fine, but you really don't need to. It just naturally falls there, and then you just, either with your fingernail or your bone folder, create the creases there. And that's it. That's the fun fold. Now, we're going to decorate it. Oh, Michelle said an X-Acto knife would work. Yes, Michelle, thank you for that tip. So if you do not have a sliding ruler, sliding paper trimmer, then use a pencil, ruler, X-Acto knife, and you can do the exact same thing. Okay, great. Thank you again, Michelle. Okay, where are we? I want designer paper here, okay? But I don't, if I cover the whole thing, I'm wasting a lot of designer paper right there. Plus, it's going to be difficult to fold it on that crease there. So I am going to cut out this part of my designer paper, and that is a 3-inch square right there, okay? We started at the 5/8, but we went to 3 inches. So that's a 3-inch square there. So I cut a piece of designer paper at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And now we're going to take our trimmer and we're going to cut off a 3-inch square. And because we want this corner off, we need to flip our paper over so we know where 3 inches is, okay? And it's right there. And we are going to bring our slider down to the 3-inch mark, okay? And now I want my other piece right here. And I know this should be 3 inches here, so I'm going to turn it this way. Okay, and once again, I got to make sure I know where my 3-inch mark is so I don't go past it. There we go. Okay. Whoops, get open. And we have cut out this. And now you can save this for something else. And of course, we are going to attach this on here. We want it to be nice and secure. So let's get our Stampin' Seal out. And we're just going to start in this corner and we're going to go all the way down. A lot of people like to conserve it by just doing the corners, but I found when you are using you have a interactive card, you really need to make sure you're nice and secure. Now I went off my card a little bit onto my cutting mat, but that clears up real easy. Okay, and then this part will be underneath here. So just line that up just like that. Okay. And there we go. And did I taped it here? Yep, and I taped it here. Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't get it very good there, but that's okay. Now, this little piece is going to be folded back, but that's okay. Whoops. Just kind of use a sharp tool or something and get it under there so you know where it is, and then you can go back and trim that off, okay? And where are my snips? I'm always losing stuff, aren't I? There we go. Okay, so you can just come in here and, whoops, there we go, snip that off, and snip that off. There we go. Now we're nice. Now we have that nice corner fold and nothing is in our way. Isn't that pretty? I just love this designer paper. It is, once again, look at these beautiful seashells. And the die cuts cut out these pretty shells here. But it's just, I just can't get over how gorgeous this paper is. I mean, it's just so pretty. Okay, enough with the paper. Let's get back to our card. All right, like I said, I am using the Seashells. Friendships are like seashells. I keep trying to say it the other way around. I'm getting a little warm in here. I'm taking my sweater off and turning my fan on. I'm going to take, and then these are my dimensions here. So, I don't know if you can see that. And like I said, these measurements will be on my blog. I've cut the DSP there and I cut a 3-inch circle out. Now I'm going to make a 2 5/8 colored mat and a white 2 1/2, okay? So I've already done that. Here it is. And we're going to put this piece right here. And then this white one, there's an embossing folder that goes with this set. And I stuck it where the seaweed section is. I don't know, you can't even see that. But anyways, I embossed this with seaweed and we're just gonna put that on there like that. Now, I'm gonna glue it because it is textured. It has it's not a smooth surface, it's a rough surface once I embossed it. So I have found liquid glue just works a little better that way. Our strong Stampin' Seal Plus is also a good one to use, okay? But also liquid glue, you are allowed to, or you have just a second to kind of wiggle it into place. So it's right there where you want it. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit. I feel like I'm kind of far away from you guys. Just a wee bit more, there we go. All right, now that I have that done there, now I'm going to take some twine. Where did I put it? White baker's twine, and this is a staple. Every card maker should have white baker's twine. You can color it any color you want. It's perfect for just tying little things. And I'm gonna do this twice. Okay, so 1 and 2, and then I'm going to tie my bow. Okay, whoops, come here. And once again, clamping tweezers are your friend, self-clamping tweezers. If you don't have a pair, just go to Amazon. That's something I want to set up on my blog, is a page called My Favorites. And then that way I can put links to these things that you all are always asking me about. I think that would be very helpful for you. I just can't seem to find enough time in the day to do everything I want to do. Do y'all find that true? Just like you're so busy, but it doesn't seem like you're getting anything done. I mean, I am getting things done. It's just I want to do more stuff. Priorities, priorities. Isn't that the way it goes? All right, let me pull that a little bit more. Make this bow not so big. And that a little bit more, and then trim this off. Okay. And kind of trim that down a little bit. There we go. All right. Also, I want my bow on the other side. And so if you get your fingers kind of just a little bit moist or kind of sticky, or hold it, come on. It's easier with ribbon than with twine, I have found, but you can just kind of do this with your fingers and it moves the twine around. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. And now we're going to put some seashells on here. Okay, first of all, I meant to put this underneath. Okay, first of all, we're going to put some seaweed. This piece of seaweed is from the die. And where did I put the dies? Here they are. Oh, I didn't even show you the stamp set yet. So this stamp set, another reason you want to get the paper if you don't have the paper, is because this is carrying over into the new catalog. This is in the new catalog, but the designer paper that goes with it is not in the new catalog. So it is only available until June 30th. Anyways, so here's this big die. It's so pretty, but here's this little bit of seaweed I cut out. And I just did that out of the crumb cake. So that's pretty. Let me get some adhesive on the back though. And I'm just gonna put a couple of dots of glue. You don't really need that much. Come on, just a little bit, not much. You don't want it coming out all over the place. But you don't want it not stuck to where the pieces get bent. Okay, so you do need to secure it down a little bit. And looking for my tweezers. And now, like I said, I am going to try to get this underneath there. We're gonna see what kind of mess we can make. Here we go. All right, come on, twist. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Hold that for a sec. Whoops, I'm out of the camera. I apologize. There we go. Is that the one on page 12? Which one, Michelle? What are we talking about? Next, we want to put our seashells on here. So our first big seashell, this is why we want to be able to move this bow, because my big seashell is going to cover it up if I don't get it over to the side. There we go. So I have this large seashell that I'm going to put right there. Okay. And the twine is in the way, so you are going to want dimensionals. Okay. So let me get some dimensionals here. Michelle says, it is. I want that now. Of course you do, Michelle. That's, whoops, I'm not. I want it on top of the string. I'm silly. Okay, there we go. We have our seashell on there. Now we're going to put our scallop over here. Okay, and it can kind of come off the edge. This one came off the edge a little bit. And we're going to put our scallop over here. So, yep. Make sure you're putting your dimensionals in the right place because you don't want them to overlap or you get lopsided things. Okay, so that's just gonna go, I'm gonna kind of put it up a little bit so that it sticks out from behind the starfish. And now our starfish is gonna go right on top. Our starfish though, we're going to adhere. I'm gonna use some glue dots to stick that on. And if you're wondering, these glue dots come from the paper pumpkin kits. They give you so many glue dots, and I tend to use my tape runner anyways on my paper pumpkin. So I always have all these glue dots left over. And they're so nice for putting bling, sequins and rhinestones and things like that. I just love glue dots. They're the best. Okay, so now that I have glue dots on there, whoops, come here. Okay, we're just gonna put that seashell that starfish right there. Okay, so that is our little decorative piece. And this little decorative piece is gonna go right there, and we're going to put it up on dimensionals. Okay, so in this fun, I think the corner fun fold is so versatile. It's so simple, but yet you can do anything with it because you're just decorating a 3x3 inch square. And there are so many ideas out there. Just type in 3x3 card and whoo, you're going to be blown away. There's so many ideas out there. There we go. So we're just going to put this right there. It's kind of hard to see because I don't have my white backing on the inside yet. And I do want it to be about the same width here, 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 and here. Okay, and that looks good. All right, so there, so far so good. How we looking? I love it. All right, we need a sentiment down here. Now this I probably should have done beforehand or done in the Stamparatus, because if I mess up, that's it. There's no going back. Okay. Now I am using the Misty Moonlight. The paper uses Seaside Spray, and that is from the In Colors from 2 years ago, and that's discontinued. So Seaside Spray is no longer available, but the Misty Moonlight goes with it beautifully, especially when you stamp off. Let me pull this seashell. So the starfish I done, oh heavens. The starfish I did in full saturation, but the whelk shell there, I stamped off, okay? And so it just, yeah, it goes great. Okay, so we have that there. We have the Misty Moonlight. Open that up. And I'm doing 2 stamps. There are 2 sayings in this stamp set that go together. The first one is, "Happy birthday to my beautiful friend. You are unique and completely amazing." Well, I'm flipping it around. I'm putting "you are unique and amazing." Oh, where is it? Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay. How many times have I said okay now? Here we go. All right, so stamp that up nice. Good. Another thing, I know this sounds weird, but if you put some hot breath on this ink, it gets it nice and moist. And so when you go to stamp, it's kind of got some extra moisture to stick there. And be careful not to rock it. You don't want any of the edge of the stamp to stamp. Okay, and I'm holding it there for a sec, just letting that ink get there into the paper, because I cannot do it a second time. Whoa, yes, got it. All right, let me pull that up for you. So you are unique and completely amazing. Now let's do the inside. Okay, so we have this here. Now you can put a square here and decorate it, or you can just leave it, whatever you want to do. Most people cover it, but I didn't get that far this morning. We're just going to put this on here. And so I already did this. I did some masking technique here. So when you mask, you always start with your top image. So the first thing I stamped was the starfish. Then I covered my starfish up, and I stamped my scallop and my whelk. Then I covered those up, and I stamped my seaweed in the back. And I did it like dark and then light, and then dark and then light. And it's just, what do you call that? Monochrome, but I think it looks cool. Okay, yeah, it's not realistic. Seashells and seaweed are not navy blue. Or Misty Moonlight, I mean. Yeah. And by the way, this inside piece, so I'm using Night of Navy. That's the other thing. Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy go together so well. So pull this up. This piece right here, this mat, is Night of Navy. The base is Misty Moonlight. And oh, that's shredded paper. I thought that was ink. There we go. And then this piece here is Night of Navy, but this is Misty Moonlight ink. Okay, so it really does complement. There we go. Are we done? No, we're not done. What do we need? You can tell me. Tell me, what do we need? What do we need? We need, where are they? Oh, come on. There they are. Bling! These are the Opal Rounds. The Opal Rounds go with this suite also. These got continued over everything. So everything of the Seashell suite got pulled over except the paper. So you're going to need to get the paper if you haven't gotten the paper. All right, so let's pull off some of these beautiful rounds here as I flick them on the floor. Okay, so let's put one here. And they are 2 sizes. There's big and small. Okay, one there, and take another small. Come here. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now it's done. I love it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so this is called the Corner Flip Fun Fold. And like I said, I am going to have all of the measurements on my blog later today, so be watching for that. Also, if you have not signed up for my newsletter, I'm going to be sending out a newsletter today with my new card class information. You are not going to want to miss that. I really worked hard on, I actually have 2 classes this month. So be watching for that. If you are signed up for my newsletter and you're not getting it, please check your spam. When people send out mass emails, which I do. I have close to 2,000 people on my email subscription. Sometimes your computer will say, no, that's got to be spam. That's not, it's too many emails, got to be spam, and they throw it to your spam folder. The way to prevent that, though, is to make sure you have Creating with Kristina as a contact, okay? Kristina at creatingwithkristina.com. Put that in your contact lists. And then that way they know it's not spam, it's from someone you know. Okay. Do I glue the 3x3 down? No, I did it with dimensionals. Let me pull that up so you can see better. There you go. So I put the 3x3 down with dimensionals. I glued the embossed piece to the navy piece. Okay, I did glue that. Let's see. Any other questions? Yeah, you guessed it, Michelle and Lynn. Bling, yay. Okay, if there are any more questions, I'll look through and answer them later because we have run over time, 26 minutes. You guys are awesome. I love you. You have the best weekend ever, and I will see you here Monday for another Creating with Kristina card tutorial. Bye-bye.